Hey guys, Kingpin Light here, and we're on episode 2 of the DrunkCast. This time around, we don't have Andrew with me, but we got my girlfriend Cece, and I'm already what 3, 4 beers in. I want to say three.
Who's counting?
I don't know anymore. I was gonna count so I knew how much by the end of this video, but I don't know. I'll have to go back and watch it and count. So we got three different things here. I'm not gonna. I was gonna sit here and go through each drink, but then I realized I'm not sponsored by anybody, so these are just generic beers right here. They don't deserve my time, my non-existent influence, my future influence. They don't deserve it.
They don't deserve my
So
time.
they don't deserve it. So we're gonna go ahead. All right, this time around, we're not doing questions because last time in the last video they were actually thought of by her. She texted us, me and Andrew, the questions. So this time around, we're doing something slightly different. We're just gonna basically talk about whatever, but in between, we're gonna look at some would you rather's, and then she had something planned, I guess.
So yeah, as kids, they were called like Mad Libs, right? Well, it's not like what we called them as kids; it was the brand name. But basically, if you don't know what Mad Libs are, they're like a short story or like a few sentences that it's like a template made for you, and then there's like a few blanks within these stories or short sentences, and you have to fill in the blanks, and the blank will say like add an adjective or add a noun or something like that, and you add it in yourself. And my plan is to fill these in and see if he breaks at them more the more progressively drunk he gets.
I don't think I will. Now here is we're gonna start off with this horrible would you rather. I'm using this website called Either.io. And I hate this first question right here. Would you rather only dance at Charleston or only dance to Macarena? I don't even know what those are.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Black Jesus shunned me. I don't know my dances. I don't remember what the Charleston is at all. The Macarena, I don't even remember all the steps to the Macarena either.
I know the names of the dances. I'd have to see like I was gonna say a picture of them, but I'd have to see a video of them because I don't know what the hell they are. But apparently, it's pretty well divided. It's 48 to 58% for the Macarena.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say Macarena because I know more to that.
So let's ignore that question because that was a bullshit one.
But also, I'm speaking more on this.
Okay, okay. She got some thoughts on it.
All right, look, you go to the bar, right? And they're playing like some Katy Perry.
She means the club. Ain't nobody dancing at the bar. The hell she talking about?
I don't know why I said bar.
People
Okay.
dancing up at the bar.
Okay, to be fair though, that one time that I did drink, I went to the bar and I was just so loudly singing off key,
You told me you went to the club though.
but I sat at the bar.
Yeah, but the establishment is a club. Nobody goes
Okay,
to like a bar.
but nobody would. It didn't feel like a club though because nobody was dancing. It was a Wednesday night.
That's true. Don't go to the strip club on a Wednesday night
It was
either.
a Wednesday night, so nobody was on the dance floor. It was literally just like me, my one friend, and maybe like two other people besides us. Nobody was there.
I thought
So
it got lit afterwards though.
it got lit because
Oh no,
like
you went back a second time,
hmm?
right? You went back a second time.
Yes, with my other two friends, and
Okay,
that one
okay.
was legitimately a Wednesday. I mean, I don't know why I said Wednesday again. It was a weekend. I
Yeah.
meant to say. And that one was an awful experience. It was packed. And mind you, this is like peak COVID. It was packed. Nobody had masks, nothing. People were touching me and stuff like that, complimenting my outfits, like clearly trying to get at me. And I'm like, I want to go home. Like I felt really dissociative. I actually like had a full meltdown. I went mute. It was just a horrible experience.
See, I'm the complete opposite. I used to thrive at clubs and shit. Oh, that was my hanging ground or whatever. Every weekend I would go party, and then the weekday would be all work. So I'd have to have the weekends to blow off steam. All right, hold on. I got a good second question. I was like skimming through them trying to find a good one. Here's one, and I feel like we're gonna have different answers on this one. Would you rather live until 80 in poverty or until 40 but rich? 40, by the way, that's mine. I don't need to think about it. 40 in riches. Well, I actually probably need to think about it. My gut answer is 40 rich, but it's also like 40 doesn't seem that far away anymore. I'm 25 now. 24? How old am I? I'm turning 26. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm starting to forget my age. It like doesn't even matter. I'm 25 now. And so 40 is not that far away now. It's only 15 years away. But like in poverty, it's not just not rich.
Hmm.
Poverty is like no good.
Like you're in the gutter. Like there's no coming out
Yeah,
of that.
until 80. I
Hmm.
mean, but I guess you could be like a hippie. They don't really, they just be chilling on the road and meeting people,
Yeah,
having a
I
rich life or whatever.
see. I kind of agree, but like I could have the choice to be rich and also still live off the land a little bit. You know, like I can afford some real luxuries, that's for sure. Like nobody really like is like, hey, let's have like a whole grilled cheese out in the wild. But it just makes it fun, you know? It's just being outdoors, enjoying stuff that's made from outdoors, and you don't really get that experience if you're like forced to. Um Honestly, 40 and rich would also be my answer, but it's a control thing. So I can't control my lifespan, I guess, but what I can control is what I make of it. And currently, the financial thing is really getting me because I can live till 40 and be happy, especially if I can pay for therapy, you know?
I'm more wondering, do we know when we're gonna die when we choose this? So like, do I know ahead of time I'm gonna die at 40? Because then I can do a lot more. But I feel like also how you know what I mean? How did we get this money? Because like if I die at 40 without knowing I'm dying at 40 and rich, but only rich because I worked my ass off every day, then I didn't even have a life. You know what I mean? I get to 40 and I'm like, oh, I'll plan for retirement at 60 before I can do everything with my money. But if I'm not even, if I'm not aware of that and I'm working my ass off to be rich, then I didn't really live in those 40 years. The only saving grace would be if I have children, then I'll be okay dying rich, I feel like, and not having lived. Because then at least I can give that money to them and they can do whatever the fuck they want with it.
That's what I was thinking too. Because, like, I'm assuming I'd have kids by 40, and I'm, like, all about making an impression on people. And the impression that I want to have on my kids is that, one, I'm a good parent. Like, I'm not abusive. I don't do dumb shit. Like, I don't want to be a toxic parent at all. And two, I want to give them like what they ask for, you know? So
Not
maybe I
always.
can't
Sometimes you gotta be
I
like, no, work for it. Gotcha.
like I want to make sure that they're set for life though.
Yeah.
So maybe it would really suck if their mom died when they were like 15 or something. But at least I left them something that they can make a living for themselves with.
I forgot to mention in the beginning of this video, she doesn't drink.
Not at
So,
all.
so I'll be progressively drunker as we go, and she'll be progressively sober.
I don't know if that's how it works, but
You
let's just
drank one time in your life. That means every moment you're 1 minute more away from that one
You're
time you
saying that
drank.
like I'm an alcoholic, and I'm like, hi guys, I'm 1 year sober.
She literally drank like one time. Well, she hasn't just drank one time in her life, but she's only ever like sat down and drank more than a sip.
Yeah, like all the other times have been a sip, and I've been so
She hates it.
utterly disgusted. I hate every kind of alcoholic beverage. It's disgusting.
I
But
love it, obviously.
the story behind me drinking though is that it was like the end of my junior year of college, and I had this one friend, or like I always wanted to hang out with her, but our schedules clashed like completely. So then she hits me up one time and she's like, it's the end of the year, let's go do something. And I'm like, you know, all of my friends, all the people I know, when they say let's go do something, it's like, let's go out to the club, let's go party, whatever. And I'm like, I'm not really into that. But, she said it was just me and her and stuff like that. So I'm like, you know what? Just for this, I'll do it. So I go to the club and we order a lot of drinks, and it was so expensive. The
It's
club that
bar
I'm
prices.
the club that I'm calling a bar because there was nobody there on a Wednesday night.
It's the
So
dead club.
yeah. So what I drank was a Coke and rum, a margarita, and a cosmopolitan, and I was trashed.
I
Um,
don't know why she drank a Coke and rum because like I see myself as if you have to drink, I'm gonna be in charge of the drinks because
but
like I've drank so much that I can probably point you somewhere. You're not gonna like anything, but I can point you toward the right direction. Coke and rum is not the direction I would point anybody who doesn't like drinking.
but
And
the
you,
thing is though, we I shit you not, we got to the bar, right? We sat there and we're just like, what do we do? What should we order? So we pull out our phones and we start Googling drinks. Regardless of their taste, we're Googling drinks.
you know what? I can't even say shit. I there were times where because like I'm not even kidding for like 18 because I but anyway since like 18 to like maybe 21 which is odd actually now that I think about it maybe 22 18 to 22 like every weekend I would work out of town right so 5 days or not even 5 days 2 weeks at a time so I'd be out of town and I'd come back for one weekend and I would party the fuck out of those 3 days like Friday night Saturday night and then not I would actually recover Sunday I wouldn't party then but I'd party 2 days a month heavily because that's when I had, or 4 days a month, 2 weekends every month. Anyway, so I drink a lot, right? Like random shit, just whatever somebody suggested, or sometimes a pickup line I would use or whatever would be like I would go up to a girl and be like, "What are you drinking?" and start off a conversation that way, right? Especially if she had like some weird colored drink, and I'd be like, "What is that? Let me try it." So
You
anyway,
drinking some green shit, you weird ass bitch.
blue, green, red, it didn't matter.
You nasty ass bitch. I'm trying
I
to
don't
say it in your
believe in.
I'm trying to say it in your accent. You nasty ass bitch. What the fuck you
Yeah, the
drinking?
fuck is that shit? But anyway, so but there were actually times where I would go up to the bar, and it would usually be in the beginning of the night. Obviously, later on in the night, I would just be like, "Fuck, whatever." I'd be drunk as fuck. But in the beginning of the night, I'd go up to the bar, and I would be like, "What the hell do I want to drink?" And then I started thinking, and I'm like, I only know like, and I knew more, but like in the moment, I'm like, I only know like two drinks, like Jaeger bomb, which is nasty sometimes, or like beer, but like which beer do I even like? And I wouldn't even know, right? So I'd sometimes I would just literally ask the guy if they just had specials at that bar. Sometimes they would have like shots that are like for that bar because I'm like I don't know what to start the night off with at first. Now I know a lot of different drinks that I like for the taste and not just to get drunk. So now if I go to a bar or a club or something, I'm good. But there were times even after drinking so much every weekend, I would still like I don't know that many drinks, I feel like, I'd sit there and be like, what do I like? I hate mojitos. I still hate mojitos.
Hmm.
I hate mint. Hate it.
You have so many weird dislikes though. You don't like mint.
Hmm.
You don't like caramel. You
I don't
base
but I don't hate caramel. I hate mint. I will eat caramel and be fine. I just will never pick it. I just don't enjoy it. And I definitely don't like straight caramel or like even where it's not caramel flavored and it's actual caramel for the texture, not necessarily the flavor. I just hate that stickiness.
That's such a
Um,
shame because when I could still eat dairy, my most favorite chocolate bar in the world was 100 grand, which is
why?
oh my god,
Oh, mine's almond
it's
joy.
so delicious.
And then mounds.
Nobody ever says almond joy.
They
I'm
should.
not gonna like roast you because I love almond joy and mounds, but like nobody ever picks that.
They need to. And mounds. Nobody likes mounds. Why
I
are they
like
called mounds when they're the ones without the
without the
almond?
mound.
Yeah. What is that shit? Should be
I think
moundless.
I think it's just a mound of coconut that's covered in chocolate.
It's not a mound. That's a glob. But I would. Moundless is a good name. Why not call it moundless? Like boundless.
Let's pitch it to them then.
I don't trust them. Chocolate makers with a Wonka head ass. All right, let's go to the next question. If I can find a good one, because some of these are fucking. They're very strange. I'll say that.
So I got those three drinks. The I think in the order that it was in was Coke and rum, margarita Cosmo, or either Coke and rum, Cosmo margarita. Either way, I had the Coke and rum first, and I was like, this is repulsive, but I'm just gonna choke it down, I guess, just to get the feeling of being drunk because at this rate, I'll never like a drink enough. to be able to knock it back and get the drunk feeling. So I'm like, whatever. I've never been drunk before. Let's see if it's all it's cracked up to be. It wasn't. I was just pretty
Isn't that
normal.
weird?
Huh?
I said, isn't that weird? Because I'm sure most people watching have been drunk. It's such a good feeling.
I didn't care for it. First of all, I got paranoid. Like, I don't know.
What the hell? Your body thought it was weed for a second. You're like,
No, no, I don't know what happened. I'm gonna try to describe it. So, like, my vision was bouncy, right? That's like the only thing that I can really describe that was like not mental. Um,
that happens for sure when you haven't drank in a long time or never. Um, but like right now, my vision's fine. But I definitely like there's if you drink enough and then you get up or walk, everything does shake for a little bit. Like I say
yeah,
that.
my vision was bouncy when I was sitting, and then I stood up, and then it was just like I don't know how to describe it, but that's what it was like when I stood up, and then like it was that weird tilt, and
Mm.
then the bounciness with it. Um, but like my mental state was just not good. It just wasn't like I felt paranoid. I was like, what are people gonna think of me and stuff like that. And I was just like really, really like hyper vigilant about how I was seeming to like the outside world and stuff like that. So I wasn't like giggly. I wasn't having a lot of fun like most people would assume a drunk person would. I was just pretty normal. And like we went
I
out. Sorry.
no, I was gonna say I don't know how to take that because like the only thing I could potentially guess is you don't like drinking, so I feel like maybe you don't know the levels of drinking, and I think maybe you weren't that drunk. You should be with what you drink, but what I
No, I
mean is,
was.
but the thing is, physically, alcohol is a downer, right? So it
Hmm.
should calm your nerves, not raise them. And the other thing is it also lowers your inhibitions, right, and your mental awareness.
Hmm.
So even if you care about what other people are thinking, it's you don't notice most of the time until later. You're like, oh shit, I was acting drunk. But I will say there have been times where like I have been hyper aware that I'm super drunk and stumbly. Fashion story, for example. Halfway through, I was like, oh fuck, like I am way too drunk.
Yeah.
So I don't know where that would come from. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I
Hmm.
don't know if it's like a mental thing, like you went in nervous, like with weed or other drugs, right? Like psychedelics. When
Yeah,
you
I
go
guess.
into it, you can't go into it. You know what I mean?
I guess I definitely did go in nervous, and like the more I drank, the more little by little nervous that I got. That probably worsened it because like the entire night until I fell asleep, there was like this sober voice in the back of my head telling me like do this, like time your actions, like move your arm this way. Like it was like micromanaging me,
Yeah.
and it was bad. Like even when we went to like the gas station to like pick up something to eat, I was like, move your leg this way, walk normal, punch in your order on the screen, pick it up, say thank you. Like I was just micromanaging every little thing that I did, and I just didn't have a spectacular time drunk.
I think you were like trying to judge yourself for being drunk or something, right? Because like
Yeah.
you're worried about what people think, but what people are gonna think is, oh, she's drunk.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like nobody's like, what the fuck? They're just gonna be like, oh, she drank.
Yeah, I
But
was like judging myself because I was like, I don't want anybody to even think, oh, she's drunk.
yeah,
Because
but why? Why?
I don't know, but I just hated it.
Yeah, I mean it. See, the way I would describe it is, I have been in those moments where I have to be like, and not in like a nervous situation, just in general. I'm like, oh, I gotta use the restroom, for example, and I'm like, all right, and I walk. It's not so much that I'm controlling each movement, is that I'm having to control every step of the way, or like keep it in mind. I'm like, all right, first I walk in here. Oh yeah, I locked the door. All right, what else do I have to do? All right, so take my belt off. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Hmm.
having to think of every step, but not necessarily move. Like, oh, I gotta move this way. It's more of like, all right, now I'm leaving the club. What do I have to check for? Phone, wallet. You know what I mean? Like it's super hazy, and I have to make steps, but it doesn't feel bad. Like it's never like I'm nervous about it. It's just I have to do that, and then also I would describe it as like I also get like these feelings of I guess just what do you call it, like feeling good, but like what's the word? Like euphoria, right? It's like
Mhm.
euphoric feelings in the body when you're drunk. That's how I describe it. I feel like the haziness is a little euphoric.
I just felt warm. Like the only good thing that I can really pull from it was that I felt like there was just all this warmth in my body. But granted, I probably also had a really bad experience because I didn't eat beforehand. Um, I
Yeah,
should have really done that.
makes you shaky
Hmm.
when you. But all right, look at this next question. And I thought it was gonna be simple when I first read it, but like now, if I think about it, I'm like, I don't know. So it's, would you rather be 4 feet tall or 10 feet tall? So
Four.
now, okay, well, for women, you guys are generally shorter, right? So come, and you're not judged for being short. For guys, I feel like maybe this is a harder question. We want to be 4 feet tall, which the answer is no. Nobody wants to be 4 feet tall as a guy. But would you rather be 10 feet tall, which is past being tall? Like girls are like, oh, you're tall. And it becomes like kind of freaky. And you know what I mean? Like now, if you're 10 feet tall, you're kind of, and I don't mean freak as in like in a bad thing, but just like you stand out as like, what the fuck? And it's also, it's also hard, right? Like you got to think about, you can't fit in your car easily and doorways and shit. I feel like 10 feet tall. But I don't want to be that short. I would rather neither if I could pick one.
I say 4 feet because of practicality. I mean, if you think about it, it's pretty impractical to be 4 feet tall as well. But like, if you think about how many things there are in this world, like to suit people who are like, especially like kids who are 4 feet
Yeah.
tall and stuff like that, and you can like build a house to like accommodate for your height and stuff like that. But what's like a standard car that's built for somebody who's 10 feet tall though?
You
Like,
got to ride a Hummer.
yeah,
But you
basically
know
with
what?
the top off.
Another thing though is you as a woman could, or most women, right, could go up to anybody and be like, I can't reach that. Can you help? And then it's
Hmm.
whatever. You know, maybe they make a joke, but as a guy, I'm not going up to another man and being like, I can't reach the top of this fridge. Can you reach my snack for me? Hell no, bro. It's not happening.
I need
I'm gonna be
snacky.
jumping for like an hour.
Mama, I need snacky.
I would hate it. I would hate it so much. Um, I feel like there's gonna be like one guy who's 4 feet tall watching me. If you're there, I apologize. I wish I could change your height, but I can't. Anyway, I'm just playing. But honestly, like, I feel like that's more of a question for dudes. Would you like, you know what I mean? I feel like height.
Hmm.
I'm not saying everybody does, but I feel like guys are more judged for their height. So
Yeah, also like even from like a disorder standpoint, like I from what I've learned so far, I think there's like more bone disorders for like really really tall people than there are for people with dwarfism. I'm not entirely sure though, don't quote me on that, but I think it's just easier for people with like dwarfism at their height and like not developing like so painfully, you know?
but is 4 feet considered dwarfism? Because I feel like it's
Not for
not
everyone,
really.
no.
Well, yeah, I guess it depends. But can you? I don't have a concept of feet, to be honest.
Huh?
I don't have a concept. Like, I know my height, but like when somebody says another height, I can't picture it outside of it sounds this much shorter than me. You know what I mean? Like, I can't picture 4 feet exactly. It would just have to be like, that's almost 2 feet shorter than me. And then I'd have to be like, all right, this is about a foot. So two of these. So they'd be like fucking like here. Type of shit. You know what I mean? I just suck with gauging, which is weird because at work I have to gauge feet a lot. Like I have to be like, oh, that's about 600-700 feet across, right? That's how much we're gonna have to, you know, charge for. But when it comes down to like small feet, like 4 or 5 feet, it's hard. I don't know how to gauge that.
You have an eyelash in your eye fold.
Here's the next question. This sounds kind of like the last one, but or not the last one, but one of the ones we just answered. Would you rather be rich or famous? Now, before we answer, let's just take it at face value. If you're rich, you can't be famous, and if you're famous, you can't be rich. Because obviously they should go hand in hand, or at least if you're one, it should be pretty easy to be the other. But in this scenario, only rich, not famous, or only famous and not rich. So I guess,
Rich.
yeah, well, yes. face value, the way I said it, rich for sure. If it wasn't face value, I guess the second question is, do you think it's easier to become famous if you're rich or rich if you're famous? I want to say it's easier to get rich if you're famous. It sounds counterintuitive, but you got to think about how many billionaires we got out there and how many do we really know? We know like Elon Musk, Rihanna, Jay-Z. I don't know if he's a billionaire. But either way, we know like a handful, right? But like there's a lot of billionaires in the world. How many do we know? Now, yes, not all of them are trying to be famous. But also like how many of us would care if they're boring people? You know what I mean?
I mean, I think it's easier to become famous if you're rich, though. It's because they're boring that they're not famous, to be honest with you. Like, these people working in, like, tech, no offense. Like, I don't give a shit.
Techno.
Huh?
Techno events.
What?
What did you say? These people working in what?
I said these people working in tech, comma, no offense.
Oh, I thought you said techno events. I was like, what are you talking about? Like Marshmallow, that guy or whatever? Like, what the fuck is that?
Techno events, like
like Avicii?
like they host club events or something.
I was thinking of DJs.
The music's going like okay.
Yeah, okay, well.
Um
You said it'd be easier to be famous if you're rich.
Yeah, because like I said,
I'm babysitting this. Hold on. I gotta chug it. The only problem with getting drunk off beers is there's so much liquid. So your stomach starts getting like full. Where like if you're drinking like liquor, you can take like 5 shots and be dead. Not dead, but like drunk.
Dead.
You know what I mean? And have like no liquid in your body almost. So maybe I'll switch to that vodka after that. I don't know if I can drink 2 entire containers of liquid. Anyway, go back to your thing.
Liquid. The reason why they're not famous is because they're simply not working to be famous. Because obviously, if you can work to be rich, you can work to be famous. Like, work is nothing to you. So, like, you're simply just not trying to be famous, to be honest with you.
Would you rather lead a boring life from here forward, as in the rest of your life's going to be boring? Now, it doesn't necessarily mean bad. It just means boring. Or would you rather be reborn with all of your memories as a baby of the opposite sex?
That's a wild question.
Yeah, this isn't a simple rich or famous.
Boy, what?
This is a Matrix movie.
So the options were live a boring rest of your life or be reborn with your memories.
As a man, or as a baby boy, or as a baby girl for me. I'm doing the memories. Like, I'd like being a guy. 100%. I got lucky being born a guy. I'm not a... shit. Being born as a baby, reliving life. Now, I can't apply all of the knowledge I've learned in this life, I guess, if I'm born of a different gender, because, you know, everything else going on. But, well, actually, it might become easier moving forward, right? Because I feel like some of those walls are being broken down.
You could be like a reverse Andrew Tate, because you could be like, not only are you a woman, but you're giving good advice.
For men? I'm going to be the woman giving man advice?
But
like...
if you had that game that you had as a man, right? Then you know how to speak to men. You know how to get them to listen. You know how to, like, you know, this is how you go about it.
Wait a minute. If I'm born with my memories into the body of a baby girl, then I'm literally just trans, am I not? Like, I'm literally a guy born in a girl's body at that point. And I'm just born into a new vessel, which happens to have female parts. So I'm like, I'm literally trans. Like, I would choose to be a guy, though, if... Like, all right, maybe like 100 years ago, I wouldn't have because it's not accepted. I get that. Like, you know what I mean? But like now.
Speaking of being trans, I think you found a loophole.
What do you mean?
You could be reborn as a baby girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, but I'm not a girl, though.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like now, I could do that. So if I was reborn in today's time, but if I was reborn in like the 20s, I'm staying a girl. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to, the politics back then, I'm not trying to get killed. But, like, now, yeah, I'll do it.
See, most of my answers revolve around my depression, to be honest with you. So, I choose the other answer. I would choose to live my same life, but just have it be boring because I want boring. Like, I love boring. And why would I open myself up to more opportunities growing up again to be traumatized? Like, I just don't want anything but boring anymore.
But as a guy, do you think life would be easier or harder with your memories of a girl? So it's not the same as like guy versus girl. It's do you think with your memories as a girl and you're learning, how to live as a girl in today's society, do you think it would be easier to move to a guy?
Technically, it would be harder because, like, expressing like mental illness and like, hey, I'm sad even is so stigmatized among other men. Like, I wouldn't even be able to make friends really.
Just punch him a couple times. Like, hey, fucker, let's go drink.
Um, but yeah, why would I open myself up to that and live so many more years to be traumatized? So I just would really like to keep my own knowledge, and like I'm already like so far in the healing process. Why would I restart, you know? I'm
Yeah.
I think it's just the result of me finally getting to the end goal that I've been wanting to be at for so much of my life and just feeling content in my life, like finally.
Yeah. I would miss having my guy parts.
What?
I was just thinking that.
All you'll miss?
I was thinking about it because I was, as you were kind of talking, I was like, am I going to keep my answer or not? And then I was like, well, one of the things is that I'm being reborn into the other gender, but like, it's not just about, your politics or how it would feel to be that gender in society. It's also the physical aspect that I no longer have. And I
Well,
don't know. I don't know if
if you're worried about what I think you're worried about, though, you have more nerve endings there. So it's
well,
better.
yeah, but no guy is ever going to satisfy me. I mean, shit. As a guy, we can just find any girl willing and we're going to
That
reach
is
our end goal.
that is so like unfortunately self-aware of you. So like be like other guys don't know how to please their women.
But as a guy, I could find any chick, even if I find her not the best, not the prettiest to me, right? And I will reach the same end goal that I would with the super super hot chick down. You know what I mean? Like for us, it's pretty simple. It's gonna be there. So as a girl, I feel like damn, I'm missing out on some of my life right there.
You also have to be really lucky being reborn as a girl because it
I gotta be born with titties.
that's not where I was going
Oh,
though.
my bad.
You have to be you have to be lucky because there is a good percentage of women, I think the majority actually, who do not orgasm from solely penetration.
Well, I don't. If I'm born, but I'm straight as a guy right now, which means if I'm born into this girl's body, then I'm just gonna be celibate, or I guess lesbian. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna do
Go
penetration
go
at all.
go lesbian. Go lesbian.
Well, all right. Look, I would probably try penetration once. You know what I mean? Like, just to see the difference,
Mm-hmm.
because I'd be like, what does that feel like, actually? But then I wouldn't do it again because
Just
I'm
buy
like,
a dildo.
oh, that's true. Yeah. Okay. Well, that answers it.
Just
I'm lesbian.
have a good old conversation with good old silicone.
If Drake can be lesbian as a man,
He can't.
then I should be lesbian in a woman's body.
If you're lesbian in a woman's body, you're actually lesbian. Drake can fuck off for his
I
statement because
I
he's not a lesbian.
I never understood that line in his album. He was like,
No,
"Oh, you're a lesbian. I'm a
girl, me
lesbian too."
too. He said, "Say you're a lesbian, girl, me too." And he like had that little pause there, like he just dropped some hot fire. I'm
Oh, he
like,
wasn't
bro,
just saying it. He was singing it. Like he was singing his heart out, and
yeah.
I was like, "Huh? What do you mean you're a lesbian too?"
And the song was ass. Like
It was
the
good.
chorus was his saying, "Girls like girls where I'm from." I'm like, that's trash.
Lyrically, it was trash, but I feel like Drake just knows how to do flows. So I feel like I like that one, but I was like, that's a ridiculous line. I don't remember now though. Well, maybe I didn't like it that much if I haven't listened to a single song off that entire album ever since I reacted to it. Not at all. I haven't listened to much of Drake, even though I'm conflicted about Drake. I like generally his music. I don't hate the guy, but I accept the fact that he's a trend writer. He steals flows and he's like a little repetitive. But I like him. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like I don't like him, but I like his music. I don't know. He stole X's flow. I don't remember what song it was. I remember X called him out for it, and then Drake's like, I don't even know who he is. It was before X
Trash.
blew up.
Trash. He knows. He knows.
Yep. And then also, I always going into conspiracy theory land here. I don't actually believe it, but I've always found it interesting because I was like, huh. X and Drake had a beef going on for a little bit, and then obviously X passed away, and Drake had a song. I want to say I don't know if it was right before he passed. It might have been like the last album before he passed or something. But he had a song where he said, uh, "Three X's on your head, shoot them through the window" or something like that. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. Actually, I can look it up right now. But either way, it sounded a lot like they were talking about the way he worded it. Just sounded like X's death,
That's
and they were like,
premeditated.
"Oh, Drake called a hit on him, right?" Because Drake's got a lot of money, and from what I hear from other artists, he's kind of like a little thug in the background in the music game, like pushes people out, like with going up on a Tuesday. I love Mackinnon or McConan or whatever his name was.
I think the song was just called Tuesday.
No, I know, but the guy, I love Mackinnon. What is it? I love what?
I don't know.
Well, either way, he was saying that Drake forced him to quit his contract or something through intimidation or some shit because he was gay. I don't remember exactly what he said, but he said something similar where Drake was like basically maneuvering in the background.
Oh, so women are allowed to be gay for him, but not men. Cool. Degrassi ass bitch.
Now, it could have been him getting mad because he lost his fame, blah, blah, trying to get, hype off his name. Maybe. But at the same time, I feel like Drake does move a little dirty in the background. You know what I mean? Like he's got this nice, clean face, and then in the background, he's pushing money to get artists out. I mean, shit, he kind of tried to do the same thing with Pusha T after he did his whole calling him out on his son.
Hmm.
He made a song where he first announced that Drake had a son that he wasn't acknowledging, and then Drake after the fact was like, "Yeah, I have a son with blah blah blah,"
LMAO.
and then he did a diss back to back was the name. It was funny.
That was back to back? That long ago?
Oh, actually, that's what happened. A lot of people think, or somebody said in the industry, that X was the one that told Pusha T about Drake's son.
Girl, I'm trying to.
and then basically Drake got him popped off is what the theory is. I don't know if that second part's true. I do believe Drake's got his grubby little hands in the background though. So I didn't have a shot glass, so I poured it into my whiskey cup, and I may have poured too much, but I think this will be fine since that is the purpose of this. All right, actually, before I take this shot, let's go ahead and see if we can find one more question that's interesting. Would you rather lose your front teeth in a skateboarding accident or break your hands on a bike? That's so like I don't know what the full context of the questions are. So like, all right, so let's set some ground rules. If you lose your teeth in a skateboarding accident, I'm gonna assume it's the front four teeth. So the front four teeth, or break your hands, meaning you completely break this middle bone area, like where your palms are, just completely break them. I think breaking the hands
Same.
because, like, all right, so I broke my finger and I still can't bend it, and I don't think I ever will unless I get surgery to remove the scar tissue right here. But honestly, that's about how much I can bend it. That's as far as I can bend it down. And it sucks. Every day it sucks. But it's like I deal with it. But the thing is, that's me breaking a joint. If you break your hand here, super painful. But it's not, you're not losing any functionality, right? You're just waiting for it to heal. And even if it heals wrong, there's nothing that it can impede other than maybe this. But that's not your hand, I guess. That's your knuckles and fingers. So hand would be somewhere here. It would just be super painful, but nothing would happen. So I think that is a reversible injury where like if you lose your teeth, it is reversible. You can buy fake teeth, but like they're both expensive, but that one's more expensive, I feel like.
Yeah, I choose the hand thing because would I ever like to break a bone? Absolutely not. No. Especially not the hand because that's just so vital to everyday life. But also, I'm like really particular about my teeth. Like I have had two cavities before, two teeny tiny little cavities that the dentist literally barely even noticed. They had to do a double check. And like I didn't even need numbing or anything like that. They just put them in real quick. But they were two small cavities and I sobbed my eyes out. I was fucking distressed. I did not want to live after that. Um and yeah, ever since then, I've been really, like almost obsessive about my dental health. And I've like never chipped a tooth or anything like that before or anything. So I just can't stand the thought of anything happening to my teeth anymore. Even with
Hmm.
these big old fucking bunny ass front teeth I have, I just don't want anything to happen to my teeth.
I chipped my front tooth from skateboarding.
So basically, you had a little bit of both.
Yeah,
No, wait a second. You had a little bit of the one answer.
both. I technically broke my
Oh, I
knee.
guess you're right, huh?
So yeah, and I would take the tooth. Well, actually, that's the opposite of my answer. I would take the tooth out of these two. I'd rather chip my tooth one more time than break another finger. But if we're talking about hand and we're talking about all four teeth,
You've had your wisdom teeth removed, right?
all four at once, yes.
Yeah, I mean that's I thought that's usually how it was supposed to.
No, they normally take out like one problem one. Because not all of
What?
them, most people don't have, well, not most, a lot of people don't have to take them out.
See,
It's only if they're a problem.
I just had a lot of teeth growing in, like a shark. So, um, I had all of them removed at once, and then I had two extra teeth that were growing like up here that never grew in. I had those two removed with my wisdom teeth, so I had six teeth removed that day. But anyway, if you remember what it was like to eat when you had your wisdom teeth removed,
Lidocaine? Shit sucks.
can't relate.
I know. They take a needle, shoot you straight in the gum, and sometimes right in the middle of your tooth. And then you can't even feel your tongue for like half a day. And you have to be mindful because you feel like you're chewing on your tongue.
Hmm.
Ugh, I
I
hate it.
didn't get that. I got like they had me in some like little almost like a dentist chair. They had me like laying back and stuff like that. I was chilling. They stuck a needle in my arm. And I was like in my arm. I thought it was supposed to go in the mouth. And they stuck a needle in my arm and it was like some kind of like chemical or whatever. You're going to feel a little bit tired in a few seconds. And I was like looking at the orthodontist and my vision was going like it was going like up and then down sharply. So it was like bouncing basically. Um and I was like this is weird. And I mean I didn't say that, but I was just thinking it the whole time and then I was thinking to myself, "Man, I feel kind of." And then I woke up.
Bruh. Man, when I got my finger broken, and I've told you this, but when I got my finger broken, I went into the doctor to get the surgery done, and they saw that I was nervous about it because I was nervous about needles in general, like it's a phobia of mine. She's like, "Oh man, you seem nervous. Do you want a relaxer before we go into surgery?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure." And they shot me with some sort of opiate. I don't know which one it was, but they gave me something straight into my vein. And I remember it hit me, and immediately I was like, "Oh man, I feel good." I don't know what it was.
Mm.
I want to say it was probably like morphine or something.
Yeah, I think you mentioned one of those.
Yeah, because Vicodin I think is just a pill tap. I don't think they shoot it, but either way, whatever it was an opiate, and I was like, "Ooh!" The second it hit, I was like, "Oh, I feel good." And then I just looked at my dad was there because he had to drive me home, and he was like, "You feel all right?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I feel good." And then I was gone, and then I woke up, and I was like, "I'm in pain."
I'm in
coming at it,
pain.
that's what I told the lady.
I'm in pain.
She's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Oh, this hurts." And she's
I'm
like,
in pain.
"That was hurting." All right, here we go. I'm gonna try this. Ready? Again, I think this is like too much. We should call this a sober cast at this point. All right, let's see. Mm.
Ugh, I am getting chills just from looking at you.
Oof, that was straight vodka, by the way. Tito's, good vodka. Anyway, that was
There's no such thing as good vodka.
good quality, goodly filtered.
Goodly filtered.
I drank about half of it.
You want to read my Mad Lib? See how you react to it?
What if I keep a straight face?
I
Let's
went to
see.
this website that has things like Mad Libs.
What is it? What the hell is like Mad Libs?
Hmm?
What is like Mad Libs?
Like it's the same concept, but it's not like official Mad Libs.
Let me see.
Okay, well, you can read this in whatever voice you like.
I don't have a single voice to fall back on. I'm gonna do something funny, but I'm like, I don't even do accents. Runaway bride proposal ad lib. All right, it's printer friendly. Look, I guarantee there will be shitty times. I guarantee that. Wait, hold on. I guarantee that at some ass, goddamn 80, or both of us is gonna want to get out of this dick finger. But I also guarantee that if I don't ask you to be dank as fuck, I'll smack it for the rest of my booty eater. Because I know in my schlong, you're the ratchet one for me. That break your heart? I couldn't even follow that. Was that a proposal or was that a fucking roast session?
I think it was supposed to be like almost like a marriage rite or whatever they do like at the altar, but like it was just all these blanks that were like asking for names, and then I filled it in and I just started laughing at it because it barely made sense. I'll smack it for the rest of my booty eater.
My booty eater. Hold on. Would you rather run 26 miles or swim 5 miles? I'll let you answer first. I feel like I've answered the last ones first.
Well, I mean, I'd rather swim 5 miles, but only because it's a lesser distance. But not only because it's a lesser distance, but because it's a wildly lesser distance.
But it's wildly harder to swim than to run.
I know, but
You get tired quick swimming.
I get tired quick running. I don't do no physical activity.
But you can drown.
At least if I fail, then I can drown.
At least.
You're saying that like it's a negative.
I'd rather pass out on the road running.
I wouldn't. What if it's hot?
Plus, humans are good at endurance.
What if it's hot out and there's creepos out?
What? What if there's sharks?
Good, I guess. They eating good tonight.
What if there's those giant squids from down under? Huh? Remember this? No, from like the deep sea, the deep ocean. You know those big ass squids that are like as big as ships?
I don't know why the way you said it made it sound like Down Under was a movie. What if there's like those big ass squids from Down Under?
Down under the sea. Like
I broke a nail.
where Ariel lives. I feel like I could run 26 miles if I was like at gunpoint, but I couldn't swim 5 miles probably. What the hell? Would you rather? Some of these are really shitty. I hate these. You know what? If you watch this all the way to this point, write some would you rathers in the comments for next time because some of these are horrible. Would you rather snort one crushed up Altoid mint, spearmint? I don't know why they wrote the flavor. Or would you rather take a shot 1.5 ounces of Tabasco sauce? I'm taking the shot because like what?
They're saying that. All right, I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking, but it must be somebody who's very incredibly weak-willed. Like they're saying it like Tabasco is spicy.
Well, what about here's a weird one, and most people pick the first one. Would you rather make out with your cousin? 65% of people pick that one. Would you rather make out with your cousin or wear cutoff shorts your whole life, never taking them off? I'm assuming you can't take them off even to shower or anything. I don't know any cousins. So I would say that one because I don't own cousins. But
I don't own them.
I don't own them.
We don't own them around these parts.
Because I can't think of any cousins, it doesn't feel weird to me because it's just like fictional. It's a fictional cousin. So I'd rather make out with a fictional cousin. But like if I knew of a cousin like directly, I wouldn't pick that one because I would be thinking of them and I'm like, fuck that. So
I'm thinking about the circumstances though, because like if I knew it was a cousin, fuck no. But if I didn't know if it was my cousin, which is pretty likely in an area like where I grew up, to be honest with you.
she's meeting new brothers left and right.
Yeah. Uh Maybe we could story time that later when I'm famous. But whatever.
Oh yeah, check out her Etsy shop. We'll put that in the
Oh
description.
yeah. Live bratty.
We put your plug a little bit late though. I feel like most people are gonna watch 50 minutes to get here.
Well, that's fine. Most people wouldn't buy from me.
They should buy from her.
I'm broke. I want to pay for therapy.
All right, I gotta finish this shot. Hold on, guys. Oof.
I
Alright.
can't watch that. I can't.
I can take shots of bourbon and whiskey and all that shit without even. I'll breathe, but I won't flinch. Taking a shot of vodka is the worst. Some people do it. I hate it. It tastes like rubbing alcohol.
I wonder how my one friend would handle that.
My friend just
For reference, I have a friend. I love her to death, but like me and a couple other friends, we went to like this bar when he was in town. Like this was right before I graduated college, and like a couple of them order drinks, and my one friend I love, she orders like what was it, a fireball
all of us
shot?
ordered drinks except her.
Was it the fireball?
Yeah, the
Okay,
fireball.
so she ordered a fireball shot, and she was sipping it.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Cause like I thought she was going ham. I thought she was about to party like fuck. Cause we all went up to the bar, right? And like the first couple times I visited her, I'm a couple years older than her. So like for me, I was already drinking, and all of her friends weren't, or they were, but like not officially,
yeah, not like in the open, obviously.
like not at clubs and shit. So you know what I mean. I was used to not really drinking when I visited you. I drank a little bit here and there. We went out, but anyway, so I go out and we all. It was close to your graduation, not at the time, but a couple of months before, and we all went out to this bar. Me and her friends, and her obviously, and anyway, so everyone ordered like regular drinks. Like I ordered a beer. I think everyone else ordered a beer or some sort of drink, right? Like some mixed drink. And then I look over, and her other friend on my left side orders a shot of Fireball whiskey. And I was like, all right, well, fuck, we're doing shots. For a second, I think I made that joke or something. I was like, all right, well, fuck, we're doing shots, I guess. And then when she gets her shot, she's just sipping it. And I was like, what? Like, what the fuck is this? She just kept ordering shots to sip.
It was just the fact, from a non-drinker's standpoint, that do I know that it's normal to not sip a shot? Yeah, anyone knows that. But it's hilarious that I knew she was sipping her shot, like, in the back of my head the whole time, but I did not even bat an eye at it until he pointed it out.
I pointed it out to her, didn't I? I was
Yeah.
like, what are you doing? It was just so strange to see. Like, I don't know. Like, at that point, just fucking order a glass of
But
it.
she was like really like sipping it, like savoring it. Like it was so.
And we're not even gonna talk about the fact Fireball is super shitty. Like the only time you drink it is in college when everybody's drinking it because it's cheap. That's it. It's not even a good tasting. But I won't even talk about that. It's just the fact she was sipping it, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
But like thinking about it, that's just so badass.
I mean, shit. I'd go. Can she take a shot? That was my question. Maybe she can only take it slowly.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I feel like hell. She could probably party.
She probably could though, because I'm pretty sure. Like we've seen how many shots she ordered. She can hold her liquor. So many shots, just sipping away at them. She's like the sweetest person in the world. So she's like sitting there sipping her shots, and she's kind of like the giggly drunk. So like the more you make jokes and stuff, she's just laughing so hard at everything, and you can't help but just fucking adore her. Like, it was so funny.
I was trying to get them drunk, everybody. But then I was like, half of us are driving, so I guess I can't.
hmm
Well, I was driving shit, so I was like, I can't that much.
Man, and if you know it was a good crowd when like drinking or not, we just all had such a pleasant bless you.
Yes.
Nice. Anyway, like drinking or not, we just all had such a pleasant experience and such a pleasant conversation, a long one at that, about Persona 5.
We did.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh man, I was like, y'all need to play Royal right now.
What is this weird ass question? It doesn't even need to be a would you rather. Yeah, I feel like the second answer should just be its own question. All right, would you rather? Actually, basically is. Would you rather be as you are now, meaning nothing changes, or have $1 million but a 5% chance of instant death? So basically, do you want to risk 5% of death to get $1 million? I don't gamble. I'm not a gambling guy. Never gone to the casino. I have once, but that's a side story. It's not. I didn't really gamble. Um, but for this, I mean, shit. It's a guaranteed 100 million with a 5. Yeah, fuck yeah, the chances. I'm taking that.
I feel like
I'd take that. I would tell you. I'd be like, babe, I'm gonna go have a 5% chance of death, but I'm gonna come back rich. See you. Psh.
I feel like with 5% odds of death, with how ridiculous this sounds, and me not knowing where the fuck this money is coming from in order to give me a 5% chance of death, I'm just gonna pass it up.
Why? I
This
mean,
is the sketchiest thing in the world.
I would take it.
Of course you would, but like this sounds so sketchy. I'd rather just make an effort and get that money myself.
5%.
So what if the 5% happens then? So not only do you die, but you don't get any money.
It doesn't say that. It says have $100 million but a 5% chance of instant death, meaning you have the
Oh,
100
but a
million
5%.
having, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Which means I could at least give that money to you or my family if I did die, but the money's still there. So basically, my death is worth 100 million, I would say.
However, also with the wording of this question, it doesn't mean 5% chance of dying upon the instance that you get the money.
No, it's
It
just
could-
instant death, so it would be.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm dumb.
So
But still, I'm not taking it.
I would, because like again, the money's yours no matter what. It's 5%. It's a 95% chance you get to live with it. 5% chance it goes to your family, and either way, it's a lot of money. All right, we're getting close to the end of this little podcast episode. So, by the way, they should know this. We had Andrew over.
Mm-hmm.
We were going to record episode 2 with all 3 of us, but he decided to bitch out on us. Wanted to go to sleep early with his little weird hair. So,
I don't know if it's as much bitching out as I simply fed him lasagna.
oh yeah, he ate and then he was like, I'm dead. So, make sure to write in the comments that he's a bitch. A friendly bitch. Then he can read it, and maybe next time he'll join us on episode 3. How about that? Let's do one more, and then we'll end this. One more, and I'll chug this. So many of these are so boring, these would you rathers. I really need somebody to curate a good list of would you rathers. Would you rather be a famous rapper or a notorious mobster?
Famous rapper.
The hard part about being a notorious mobster is living and not going to jail to be notorious. Right? You're gonna die as a nameless fucking thug on the street. But if I can jump straight to the mobster, bro, I would have such a fun life.
But there's nothing dangerous about being a rapper.
Shit. We got like 10 dead rappers in the last year.
Well, there's nothing dangerous about simply being a rapper who's not connected to like gang culture or anything like that, I should say.
PNB Rock isn't.
Got me there again.
He just got a rock. But I don't think it has to do with them being rap. Well, but does it? Because how many like non-rappers get robbed? I feel like it doesn't happen outside of hip hop culture. Like I've never heard of Justin Timberlake getting robbed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like if I feel like maybe, but what's weird is PNB Rock. I don't feel like ever perpetuated street culture. So it's just the fact that he made a genre of music that he was a target. I don't know. But I mean, shit. If you're like John Lennon, you get targeted by Catcher in the Rye enthusiasts. All right. So we got one more last ad lib to do. This is about as drunk as I can get without crossing into blackout territory here. That's a long ass one. She's got me reading a fucking short story.
Bruh. Bless you. The drunker you get, the more you sneeze.
I'm dying out here. All right. What voice do I use here?
Your sneeze smelled like alcohol.
What voice?
Like Shakespearean.
I don't know what the fuck that is, so I'm gonna do the voice I did last time.
Okay.
Romeo and Juliet. Prologue ad lib. All right. Two bitches, both alike in dignity, in fair coochie land, where we lay our scene. From ancient ball hair break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed Pokemon take their life. Whole misadventured, piteous overthrows do with their I don't know what the fuck this even means. Half of the shit I'm reading. Do with their anteater bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their ugly love. Oh, it's,
Ugly
it's not ugly it's ugly love, and their continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end not could. I don't know what the fuck this means, babe. Which but their children's end not could penile.
Penile.
Is now the fucking 12-hour traffic of our stage. The which of you would slimy gooch attend? What here shall boink, or toil shall strive to mend? I don't know what I read. Please, in the comments, if you understood any of this, translate for me. I don't speak that language. So, would you rather have very muscular arms or extremely muscular legs? They both said extremely. Extremely muscular arms or legs?
Legs.
You want to be shaped like a pyramid?
I don't care what I'm shaped like, bro. First of all, I can outrun anybody in this world. I don't care what the fuck I can lift. Bro, if I could run, it's over for everybody. And, like, not only that, but you can fight with your legs, too, you know? If somebody busts in my house, bro, roundhouse kick.
Don't. You know, a lot of people talk about skipping leg day, but nobody talks about skipping arm day.
You know what I just realized? This is a very Knuckles and Rouge question.
Why?
Because, like, Knuckles fights with, like, his arms, and then Rouge is, like, almost exclusively her legs.
I thought she just flies.
Yeah, she flies, too, but, like, she fights with her legs.
In what game? I'm not saying she doesn't, but, like, how would I know that? I don't see her and be like, oh, yeah, that's a leg fighter. That's a kickboxer.
That's a leg fighter.
Lamb, look at them legs, girl.
That's the legs.
Well, then which one?
I'm still choosing legs.
No.
What
Actually, probably yes. I feel like it's easier to work your arms than your legs. Legs is like boring. You can run for miles and never have muscular legs. So like it's just weird working on your legs. I'd rather work on my arms. I mean, I'd rather have muscular legs already and then work on my arms, because I feel like working on your arms is easy, but like working on your legs, because you can't run to become muscular. Not extremely muscular. Because like I feel like runners have the thinnest, ugliest looking bodies ever. They look like little worms.
I feel like it's more engaging to work out the arms than it is the legs. Like, there's so many things I can think of from the top of my head, like push-ups, pull-ups, lifting weights, you know? Like, but for legs, honestly, like running, like the treadmill.
You can't even do that though. That's to lose weight and to like tighten your core.
Mm-hmm.
Cardio, right? To work out your legs, the only thing you really got is like
The
pushing that little
Stairmaster?
no, not even that. You need to put weights on your legs.
Mm-hmm.
So running, Stairmaster, none of that shit really works. I mean, that might make your calves really muscular. But to work out your entire legs, you have to do that like pushing machine.
But like, fuck all that noise because I'm not Rock Lee. So.
Hey, Rock Lee went in. He went in. But anyway, I think this is where we're gonna end it. I didn't get to the yellow beer here. Yellow generic beer because they don't deserve my praise.
That's so rude.
Well, they're
It's
also a
local.
local beer, so I can't say it. I can say it, but I'd rather you guys not know my exact city. So, yellow generic beer. And so some leaving thoughts. We don't really have a schedule for this, obviously. I don't want to get drunk every day, so we're not doing this every day. But I'm hoping the next one will be me, her, and Andrew as well. We'll see. First one was him. Second one was you. Third one should be both of you, right?
The mashup.
The
remix.
The all-star cast. And then
The
we got...
mixtape.
Then we got... I'm going to do... hopefully tonight. We'll see. But I got to do some reactions pretty soon. You guys will see that. If you watch this long. And anyway... We will well, actually, no. What do you want to plug since you're on here? Your Etsy.
Oh yeah, I
Probably.
guess my Etsy would be pretty cool. So my shop name is Live Bratty. I don't really do a whole lot as of right now, but what I do currently have up on the Etsy is I make chokers, like gothic chokers mostly. So I have like strips of either like real leather or faux leather that I just kind of like cut into, or it's already in like maybe like 1 inch or like 3/4 inch thickness, and I just kind of like make it to like a neck measurement, and I add spikes and stuff like that. You know, just cool little chokers. So if you're interested in buying any chokers, I'd really appreciate it. Yeah, please. So
yeah, make sure to check that out. You got something else?
And also, I'm gonna like ask your fan base a little bit because you already have one. I am kind of like, I'd like to stream a little bit, you know what I mean? Because I'm always playing video games anyway. So like, I can just like, if there's any interest in seeing me like stream some dumb shit, like I've been, for example, playing The Sims a lot, and I have Megamind and his kids that he apparently had in Sims. So if anyone's interested in just learning some dumb shit about me and the way that I play games, please let me know.
You can stream straight from your PS4 too.
I sure can.
So we got that. I am out of the streaming game for right now. Though I did get that new Modern Warfare 2. And that's pretty dope. I've just been too lazy. It's too much talking when you do streaming. I prefer creating these videos for you guys, having a little bit of time to edit it when I need to. So I'm going to have some reactions coming up. I got some other big videos that I've actually had in the works for a while. I just haven't gotten around to it, but I basically have the script and everything written out. So there we go. So I will see you guys on the next one and the next video, but also hopefully the next DrunkCast. And like I said, hopefully it'll have both guests from the first two in one. And I am definitely drunk, so I definitely meet the minimum bar of this podcast.
Woo, you passed.
Just being drunk. She failed, and so will Andrew next time he's here because he doesn't drink much
it's
anymore.
It's not a fail if it's just not the criteria that I'm personally supposed to meet. This is for you.
It's the title.
Listen,
I'm just kidding.
It's established that I'm supposed to be sober, so I passed.
She's a sober watcher. I will catch you guys in the next one.
What the hell? Why are you doing this?
I'm gonna cut it out anyway.
Still recording.
Oh no, I spilled this.